Ecclesiastes says the sleep of a labouring man is sweet. In other words, when you physically move through the day, you get physical exhaustion at night and you can sleep better. So arginine vasotocin is your natural painkiller, and arginine vasotocin puts you into a deep sleep.
Today we'll explore an important topic with Barbara O'Neill. Sleep, an issue that significantly impacts everyone, especially as we age. Did you know that nearly 50% of older adults experience various types of sleep disorders? Sleep isn't just a vital part of health, it's a cornerstone of physical and mental recovery. Yet many people struggle to achieve quality sleep. In this session, we'll delve into natural, effective solutions you can apply to improve your sleep. All the tips shared are backed by scientific research, helping you start each day feeling refreshed and full of energy. If you've been battling sleepless nights, rest assured you don't have to rely on medication to achieve deep, restful sleep. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave a comment sharing.
Insomnia is a huge problem today. And there are a few reasons. So we'll put our resident why here. Why? Why are people having trouble with sleep? Well, Proverbs 14, verse 6 says, knowledge is easy to him that understands. So what my aim is to give you an understanding of sleep. I want to show you what happens when you sleep. And when you understand what happens when you sleep, you begin to have a knowledge on the important times to sleep and why. There's a little tiny gland in the base of the brain, and it's called the pineal gland. And the pineal gland is about the size of maybe a macadamia nut, and it's right in the base of your brain. And the pineal gland releases 4 hormones every night, but only in certain hours. In the winter time, it's between 9 and 2. And I think your summertime ends end of October, is that right? We call it daylight saving. So in Australia, I think daylight saving's just about begun, and that when daylight saving, so at the moment you're still on summertime, yeah? So at the moment it's between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. Why only those times? It has much to do with the moons and the tides. Light and dark signals are fed through the optic nerve to a control centre in the brain where your body clock is located. And your body clock communicates with the pineal gland. And these are the hormones that are released. One is melatonin. A lot of people have heard of melatonin. Some people that don't sleep very well take melatonin. Well, we naturally release melatonin in that time, and it's called the fix and rejuvenate nighttime hormone. So it is this hormone that probably is mostly responsible for the fix and rejuvenation that's happening in our brain and our body while we sleep. Another hormone is serotonin. That's the mood hormone. So if you want to feel good, go to bed early. What are the kids like if they have a late night? Not very happy. Either are the adults. Another hormone that's released in these hours from the pineal gland is arginine vasotocin. Arginine vasotocin is our natural painkiller. Did you know you have a natural painkiller? When you go to bed in these hours, your natural painkiller is released. But your natural painkiller, when it's used, it leaves a waste. And if that waste hasn't been released, then the next night, arginine vasotocin won't be released. So how do we get rid of the waste from using our arginine vasotocin? That's exercise. When you exercise in the day, as you perspire, you are letting go of the waste. And that's why exercise is so important to be able to increase your ability to sleep.
Exercise is a key factor in improving sleep quality and overall well-being. Engaging in physical activity, especially in the morning or early part of the day, naturally raises your body temperature, which gradually cools down as the day progresses. This decrease in temperature sends signals to your body, indicating that it's time to prepare for rest. As a result, you'll find it easier to fall asleep and enjoy deeper, more restorative sleep. Regular exercise also plays a crucial role in managing stress. Elevated levels of the stress hormone cortisol can interfere with the production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating sleep. By incorporating exercise into your daily routine, you can lower cortisol levels, allowing melatonin to work more effectively and preparing your body for restful nights. Another lesser-known benefit of exercise is its ability to help your body eliminate waste products. Physical activity, particularly when it involves sweating, promotes the removal of byproducts, such as those linked to the natural pain relief process involving arginine vasotocin. These byproducts, if not cleared out, can hinder the production of arginine vasotocin during subsequent nights, potentially disrupting your body's recovery and diminishing sleep quality over time. Whether it's a brisk walk, a home workout, or an intense gym session, incorporating exercise into your daily routine can significantly improve your ability to sleep better. Not only will you fall asleep faster and enjoy deeper rest, but you'll also experience improved mood and sustained energy throughout the day. Making exercise a priority is one of the most effective ways to enhance your sleep quality and should be considered a vital component of a healthy lifestyle. So, set aside time each day to move your body and witness the positive transformation in both your sleep and your overall health.
The other hormone that's released is epithalamin. And epithalamin is a hormone that increases learning capacity. God designed our brain to be learning new things right up until the day we die. Many people's brains deteriorate because they stop learning new things. We should ever learn new things. I love the story of the 90-year-old man who learnt to play the piano and the 92-year-old man that graduated from law school. After hearing the lecture on renewing the mind, a 75-year-old man came up to me and he said, "I recently put away my most difficult violin pieces." He said, "I'm going home to get them out again." So epithalamin increases learning capacity. So to be able to understand and retain the new things that you're learning, we need to go to bed early. You ask any teacher, they can tell the children that had a late night because they just don't get it. They don't retain. Epithalamin increases learning capacity, and epithalamin slows down aging. Everyone over the age of 25 likes that one. So these are the hormones that are released in these hours every night. But more comes into the equation. And I was reading a book called Why We Sleep by Dr. Matthew Walker. And there's some fascinating research that he quotes in there. And this research was first started probably in about the 1950s. And they were doing research on rats. Because, you know, they research on rats a lot because their digestive tract and many things are very similar to humans, and they live 2 years. So they can see what would happen to a human in, say, 80 years would happen to a rat in 2 years. And they found that there were periods of the night where the eyes, the eyelids are closed, but the eyes are active and moving, and then there are periods of the night where the eyes were still. So they put electrodes on the brain and on the eyes, and what they found is when the eyes were active, the brain was active. But when the eyes were still, the brain was a little bit more still. Some of the researchers, even their 2-year-old children, they had all wired up while they sleep. And, you know, they had lots of volunteers come in. Sometimes they did it on themselves, and they found that across board the same thing was happening. So what they did was they called the eye moving fast rapid eye movement time, and the eyes moving slowly non-rapid eye movement time. So let me show you what happens in those times. So in non-rapid eye movement time, they found that in the brain there's a courier service happening. Now, all through the day, everything that happens to us is stored in our hippocampus back here. It's called the short-term storage unit. While we sleep, there's a courier service that takes all of those memories from the day up to the cortex up the top. So that's a courier service happening in non-rapid eye movement time. The other thing that's happening in non-rapid eye movement time is the cleaning system. We just mentioned that, the glymphatic system. So cleanings happen. What they found is that the brain cells seem to shrink up a bit, allowing more fluid between them, and so this cleaning system is happening. So what's cleaned up? Waste from neuronal activity, waste from the combustion of glucose and oxygen in the energy cycles in the cell, but also negative emotions, which we just discussed. And that happens after we make the decision to forgive. So when we forgive, that seems to trigger this glymphatic system to start cleaning up the waste. So these are the two things that happen in non-rapid eye movement time. In rapid eye movement time, this is where dreaming happens. No wonder the eyes are moving fast. The dreaming. Also in rapid eye movement time is a filing system. Now what Dr. Matthew Walker was amazed at in the research that he was doing, and he's an atheist, and this is what he said. He said, it's almost as if sleep has an intelligence.
Dr. Walker's insights into the profound intelligence of sleep highlight the intricate design and incredible complexity of this vital process. During REM sleep, the brain goes beyond merely creating dreams. It actively organizes and processes the vast amount of information we absorb throughout the day. This filing system helps us connect older memories with new experiences, playing a critical role in problem-solving and sparking creativity. It explains why we sometimes wake up with a sudden solution to a problem that had been troubling us before. REM sleep isn't just about cognition, it's also a powerful tool for emotional regulation. During this phase, the brain processes emotional experiences, enabling us to manage stress more effectively and maintain emotional stability. This is why sleep deprivation often leaves us feeling irritable, anxious, or overwhelmed. Prolonged lack of sleep has been closely linked to emotional disorders, including chronic anxiety and depression. Beyond its mental benefits, REM sleep significantly impacts physical health. It aids in regulating metabolism, strengthening the immune system, and even influencing body weight. Achieving a healthy balance between non-REM and REM sleep ensures that both the body and mind receive the necessary maintenance to function optimally. These findings underscore the importance of getting sufficient, high-quality sleep. Prioritizing a consistent sleep schedule and allowing enough time for both deep sleep and dream phases can help us learn more effectively, retain information longer, maintain emotional balance, and safeguard our physical health. Sleep is not just a nightly ritual, it's an essential cornerstone of a healthy and fulfilling life.
Now, Dr. Matthew Walker, is a professor, and he was asked to write study tips for the university. And so the study tips that he gave for the university are very interesting. Number one, he said, sleep with your windows open. Here's the pure air. In fact, these are all the things we just listed. He said, have some sunshine every day. And I discovered that sunshine was the key to recovering from jet lag. When I go out in the sun, when I get into, say, America, I find going back to Australia is not as bad because I think I'm going with the revolution of the earth. But coming from coming from Australia to America, it's not easy. But I discovered that if I sat in the sun and I put my head up to the sun with my eyes closed and let the sun's rays go through my eyelids, and then I put my head down after about 30 seconds and open my eyes and just sit outside, then I sleep the next day. Do you remember one of the first things I said was light and dark signals are fed through the optic nerve to a control centre in the brain where your body clock is located. And the body clock communicates with the pineal gland. So sunshine in the day helps us to sleep better at night because it resets that body clock. It's called your circadian rhythm. You've heard of the circadian rhythm? It is reset by sun's rays going through the eyes. Now, I never suggest we look at the sun. Our eyes will tell us not to do that. You could look at it today though, couldn't you? It was a funny hazy ball behind the clouds. But those sun's rays help to reset the circadian rhythm. Dr. Neil Nedley, he found that up to 80% of his depressed people, their circadian rhythm was out. He also found that a lot of his depressed people were going to bed very late. And they were watching movies or playing games or on computer till late. So a couple of things were happening there. Number one, they were missing out on the rest and rejuvenation that God planned us to get every night, but they were missing out on the early morning sun. He says that first hour of light in the day, it resets your circadian rhythm. So sunshine's important. Now remember Dr. Matthew Walker, he's writing this article for better study habits. Temperance. He was very strong on the dangers of caffeine and refined sugar, and how many students are sipping coffee late at night till midnight trying to get their study in. But what Matthew Walker found, they retain almost half as much as the people that stop the stimulants and go to bed early. That's a big difference, huge difference. So your stimulants. We'll put a big no there, no stimulants. And of course 4, this is 8 hours sleep a night. 8 hours, not negotiable.
The significance of elements like sunlight, fresh air, avoiding stimulants, and getting sufficient sleep goes far beyond mere advice. They are essential components for promoting overall health and effective learning, especially for students. To begin with, sunlight does more than lift your mood. It is a cornerstone of regulating your internal biological clock or circadian rhythm. Morning sunlight sends a signal to your body that it's time to wake up and start the day. This exposure suppresses melatonin, the hormone that makes you feel sleepy, and boosts cortisol, which helps you feel alert and energized. Consistent morning sunlight exposure not only fine-tunes your circadian rhythm, but also enhances nighttime sleep quality. Studies show that individuals who regularly receive morning light find it easier to fall asleep, experience deeper rest, and maintain better focus and mood throughout the day. Fresh air is another critical factor that greatly impacts concentration and effective learning. A well-ventilated environment, especially when you sleep with an open window, allows for better air circulation, providing more oxygen while reducing carbon dioxide levels. This simple habit reduces morning grogginess and enhances your ability to focus throughout the day. Good air quality has been strongly linked to improved cognitive function, lower stress levels, and better overall mental performance, all of which directly influence how students absorb and retain information. Avoiding stimulants such as caffeine and refined sugar is equally crucial for maximizing study effectiveness. While caffeine may seem like a quick fix for staying alert during late-night study sessions, it can severely disrupt sleep quality, particularly deep sleep. Deep sleep is when the brain processes and consolidates new information, so losing it means reduced memory retention and poorer learning outcomes. Refined sugar, on the other hand, creates sudden energy spikes followed by crashes, impairing focus and leading to mood swings that further hinder academic performance. Lastly, getting at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night might be the most critical factor of all. During sleep, particularly in deep and REM stages, the brain organizes and stores memories, clears out toxins, and strengthens neural pathways essential for learning and problem solving. For students, this is the period when the brain recharges, ensuring it's prepared to tackle the challenges of the next day. In summary, these factors are not just about maintaining good health, they are vital to enhancing learning and academic performance. Prioritizing sunlight, fresh air, avoiding stimulants, and ensuring adequate sleep creates a solid foundation for optimal results and long-term well-being.
What about taking melatonin? There are some things that you can take that help with sleep, and one is melatonin. Dr. Neil Nedley, in his book Proof Positive, he mentions melatonin, but he also mentions that it hasn't been around long enough to know what the side effects are. Hasn't been around long enough to know if you take melatonin every night, does that mean your body stops making its own melatonin? But it can help with some people, and maybe it can be like a halfway stop when someone's coming off sleeping tablets, that they might try that. One lady said that valerian made a huge difference for her son.
Oh, that stinks so bad.
And because it is not a very pleasant tea, I think that's an E. Because it's not a very pleasant tea, taking it in capsule form or in tablet form can be an easy way to do it. But you see, it's a mild sedative, it's a mild tranquilizer. And her teenage son, and when I investigated as to the teenage son, he was on technology till midnight every night. So when you're watching this technology and then turn it off and go to sleep, can you sleep? No, that's why you've got to start winding down. Have soft lights, and ideally, if you're going to watch anything of an evening, make it on the television. It's the close-up screens that are the worst. See, the sunshine has blue light, and on our retina we've got receptor sites for blue light, and that blue light helps our brain function, also helps with, of course, the resetting the body clock. And devices have blue light, but it's not the same frequency as the sunlight. But it's similar enough so that if you look at your phone in the middle of the night, that blue light gives a message to the brain that says, wake up, daytime. So the worst thing you can do if you can't sleep is look at your phone. So get the phone out of the bedroom. Because I live in Australia, so Australia right now is probably about, trying to think what time it would be, I don't know, about the middle of the day, I think, in Australia now. Just guessing, I'm not quite sure. Australia wakes up probably our 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So because I live in Australia and I've got WhatsApp and all my family's on WhatsApp, I put my phone on silent every night. Otherwise, in the other room, I hear bing, bing, bing. And of course, when you hear bing, what do we want to do? We want to go and have a look. So put it on silent and charge them in the next room.
Along with melatonin and valerian, there are several other natural remedies that can help improve sleep quality. Chamomile tea, for instance, is a popular choice known for its calming properties. It helps reduce anxiety and makes it easier to fall asleep. Additionally, magnesium is another beneficial component for sleep. This essential mineral regulates numerous bodily functions, including sleep. Incorporating magnesium-rich foods like leafy greens, nuts, and whole grains into your diet can naturally support better sleep. Establishing a pre-sleep routine is another effective way to enhance sleep quality. Activities such as reading, practicing relaxation techniques, or engaging in light stretching can signal your body that it's time to wind down. Maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, helps regulate your internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up feeling refreshed. It's also important to limit caffeine intake, especially in the afternoon and evening. Caffeine can stay in your system for several hours, disrupting your ability to fall asleep and achieve deep rest. Your sleep environment plays a crucial role as well. A dark, cool, and quiet room is ideal for promoting restful sleep. Investing in blackout curtains or a white noise machine can significantly improve the ambiance, making it easier for you to relax and drift off. Thank you for joining me today as we explored natural ways to improve sleep that can truly make a difference in your life. I hope you found these tips and insights helpful and feel inspired to take steps toward better sleep quality. Remember, deep sleep is essential not only for your physical health, but also for your mental well-being. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more valuable content. Wishing you a restful night's sleep, and I'll see you next time.